Recording live from somewhere. It's the world famous TITT. It's home team in the motherfucking house.
No question.
It is I, Davis Backwards, and who? State your name, gangsta.
Philmatic 365, aka 449. It's a little late.
Yeah, no doubt. And of course, we're always sending a shout out to the Warm Sports Podcast Network. What up, Jimmy? What up, Devin? What up, B. Austin? What's up to the Burtons?
Yes,
everybody that's contributing to the site as well as to the whole movement. Peace and love to y'all, to people that are listening. What up, Cook? What up, Gooch?
Yes, man.
Phil, you had the guest spot on their show recently, and you brought some followers with you, man. So thank you.
Yeah, man. Salute to them for showing me a lot of love. Opening up their platform to let us talk a little bit of shit. You know, McDonald's is still better than Taco Bell. I don't care what she said, but that's a whole other thing.
It's not even a question. But, yeah, man, we got more family in the house, man. We had the opportunity to have Jimmy. That was great on episode 154. We had Reem on 155 on our Prodigy episode. We had Roy Burton on 156.
What up, Roy?
You know, so we had a nice string of just, family members and literally someone that's a part of my family is actually right here, right now. You may know him from the theme song that has been played numerous times at the beginning of Tissue and Tape. None other than, you can find him on social media as @TheFacultyFirst.
Yes, sir.
What up, man? What's popping?
Yeah.
What's good, baby? Philmatic, Davis Backwards. What's good? Pleasure to be here. Finally, I've called in, but never been a guest, so I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, one of our original day ones, man, back when we did the live show.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I mean, he's affectionately known as the homie. But between us, the homie.
Please say the.
Yeah, you gotta say the homie.
The homie.
But yeah, man, we're excited to have you on the line, man. Was good, man. I know you're in another time zone and all that, but
yes, sir. Your boy Gandhi, man, the resident MC, historian on everything whole, all things whole. But yeah, man, up in here in Seattle, man, it's crazy. Trying to get used to it. It's going on like 3 months now. And I'm missing home right now. But other than that, man, it's good to be on with y'all.
Well,
did you chill with Mix-a-Lot on Broadway?
Yo, listen, the funny thing was, I think that the novelty wore off. The very first weekend I was here, that Friday, I drove down Broadway, blasting my parties on Broadway. It was like raining. It was raining. I'm dumbing out, man. I got the rental. Yo, but nah, real talk. The last 2 months, yo, it's been gorgeous out here, man. I'm hearing the East Coast is catching all the rain, but it's been beautiful here, man. But yeah, man, after that first weekend, man, I was like, man, fuck dicks, man. I'm trying to go to, I'm trying to go.
I know that's a restaurant, but you come on.
Oh, pause.
Edit. Edit.
Hey, definitely catch that in post edit, yo. But yeah, you know what it is, man. You know what it is. Hey, look, the joke's already flying. Let's go. This is gonna be a good show.
All right, so man, we broke the ice. We're ready to go. I mean, let's just get into it, man. I mean, Phil, you just start out, man. We talked about this, man. Magna Carta Holy Grail came out prior to Tissue and Tape's inception, so we didn't get a chance to review.
Yo, chill.
We didn't get a chance to review a J album like we have this opportunity to. So just tell the people what we're. This is very 44 centric, man. Just tell the people what we're going to be talking about today.
Well, we're going to do all things 44. We're going to break down its worth, its place in culture today. It's where it stands in Jay's catalog. And it may be too early, but we're gonna attempt to kind of see where it belongs in history, if you will. And in between that, we're going to talk about some of the key elements, some of the bars, the key players, like No ID, the samples. We're going all things 444. We got our resident J Spurt to make sure we stay on track and
pause. J Spurt.
Shame on it. My bad.
All right, man. So look, we normally talk about the most beautifulest things that we saw. I mean, at this point, man, we're not just gonna talk about the LP, but we'll break it down a little bit. I think for most people, the best thing they walked away from, depending on how you're looking at it, the song that people really like the most, or that people really just have been talking about a lot, has been Story of O.J. And of course, 444 itself, the title track, of course, that did spurn a lot of conversation. But Story of O.J. was the one that I think just across the board, people could really kind of gravitate to and just take a lot of the gems and jewels away from. Second song on the album. What did y'all think about the video? Like, was the video like that's just not Jay-Z? Like, that was just something different, man. Gon, what did you think about the video when you saw it?
Well, quick backstory, fam. Actually, I swear on everything I love. I've been working with this little young cat. He's 21 year old. So you already know that generation, what they're listening to. And he started off the week, fam, real talk. He almost got fired before he was hired. You know, I tolerate no hold slander. So first thing he hit me with was, yo, what do Jay-Z be saying? I don't understand why everybody say he's this, that, and the third. I don't get it. He don't say nothing. So I'm like, yo, fam, you can't get in this truck talking reckless like that. But anyway, as the day progressed, I'm gonna make this short. I was talking to him about the mumble rappers, and I kind of gave him a little backstory on why we're upset with the mumble rappers and how they're out here looking like buffoons and coons and everything. So I took it back to the blackface. I took it back to the Sambo cartoons, believe it or not. And I was telling him even about Step and Fetch It, the first black actor. I'm like, yeah, he had to do what he had to do to break the doors down, but at the same time, he was a mumbling, bumbling buffoon servant type. So, and then you had what Hattie McDaniels was the first black actress. She played a maid, and still it was that yes sir, master, eyes of Giza. And I was trying to draw the comparison between what they had to do and how we were exploited then to how these young mumble rappers are doing and being exploited now. And they're basically taking us backwards to where we went. These cats went through and fought for them to have that opportunity. So it was really foreshadowing that a day and a half before this video comes out, I'm talking to this dude about Sambos and all of that, and then I see the visuals. So with that said, I mean, it was really, really shocking. It was really a revelation to see it. That's not typical Hove. Just to see him come creatively that way to get the story across, the point across. We know the backstory on OJ. We know how the music industry has exploited us. We know what we do to further the exploitation and to allow it. So to see the visuals, man, it was really compelling, man, and I was actually pleased, man. It just kind of hit me. It just hit me like I'm still in shock. Actually, every time I watch it,
yeah,
I'm just in shock.
Phil, what'd you think, man? I mean, like we just said just now. I mean, it's such a departure from what we're used to seeing. I mean, an animated J video is just something that,
I've been listening to, like, not only I've of course been listening to 444, but all Jay his entire discography and everything all this week, getting ready for this show, and hearing those early bars, like just the gangster aesthetic, the certified street dude, and to see him at this point too, like he would have never allowed, like somebody probably came up with an idea like, yo, you should do this. No. Like I could just be no. And like I couldn't imagine, 1998 Hove doing something like this.
Right.
Even if he wrote this song in 1998, I couldn't imagine him even wanting to do a video, let alone doing an animated video that portrays all the stereotypes that not only that he himself has played into and perpetuated, but that the industry has done as well. And just he furthered his on his whole, I felt like this whole album, and we'll get into it more, is like therapy sessions, like where you gotta, the first step is admitting, so just like the whole, I bought every V12, and I could have bought a house or a building for $2 million that's now worth $25 million, and
That's how I'm feeling, Dumbo.
And then it was hilarious watching mad people Google like just all the questions like Dumbo. It was funny that you had put it up there like explaining what it was, because it was so many people were like, yo, I don't get it, and that doesn't make any sense. That was one of the first things I saw, one of the first early tweets I saw, that line didn't make any sense about Dumbo. Dumbo's not a place, it's a cartoon. Like come on, I saw that. I should have screenshotted some of these and just put them on blast, but it was just real refreshing to see like a somebody giving game, going from somebody as authentic as Jay to the point where he's lived the life that so many people are living now, that he has that credibility to be able to do that.
And then the footnotes for Story of O.J. came out, which was, I just like that so much, just because it just gave another layer to it. The full video is available on Tidal. Van Jones, Kendrick Lamar, Michael B. Jordan,
Chris Rock,
even Will Smith, Chris Rock, Mahershala Ali. I mean, just
don't do it to yourself, just call him Cottonmouth.
Yo, it's not like a Greek freak.
It's a Greek freak situation.
Hey, yo, I just learned how to say Duke name last week.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be attempting to say it, yo. You're not gonna mess up my non-regional diction, yo.
Hey, yo, I was calling a nigga pause, like. This saying a nigga saying my Hershey bar. I didn't know what the nigga name was, man. Like my Hershey bar. I didn't know, fam. I didn't know. I hear females talk about the dude all the time, man. So
he's like the new Idris, right?
Yeah.
Cottonmouth. That's Phil saying. But yeah, so the footnotes, man, just gave everybody a chance to just hear different perspectives. I just thought just the combination of the video itself with the footnotes and just the way that they rolled this out as the first full visual. We got the trailers with the Kill Jay-Z, with the Adness, and then with the first thing that came out with Danny Glover and Lupita. So I mean, it was just crazy just to just see this be the first visual for an album that essentially is still, not available for purchase. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later too.
Well, technically, 23 minutes ago.
Yeah, now it is. Yeah.
Right.
Before you remind me to tell you my concept for Jigga Aid. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Oh gosh.
Now, a segment that we've been doing here recently, we've actually gotten some pretty good responses from this. We've actually been highlighting women that are doing their thing, and just letting people know that these ladies are extraordinary in their own right, and they may not necessarily get a lot of the pub, but these stories are out there. So we're spending the time to make sure that we highlight them and give it their just due. The first one that we're starting with, man, we got to start with Gloria Carter.
Yes, sir.
Salute.
You've heard Jay talk about her so much, and You know, just his
Glorious
relationship with
Warrior.
her. Yeah, Glorious Warrior. And his relationship with her, you know, how much it shaped him. And, you know, you heard her on December 4th. And, you know, she's just been, you know, always around, you know, just in the kind of in the shadows and then at times in the forefront. Well, she made another appearance on Smile.
Did she?
You know, and I mean, she shut it down. I mean, she you know, it's rare that, you know, somebody can steal the show from him, but I think No ID, you know, just with the use of that sample, and then the fact that he got him to open up like that, and then, you know, put his mom out there in the forefront, I think that was just dope. So she essentially gave him the blessing to, you know, to just go in. And you know, he was very candid with, you know, what she's been dealing with over the past few years. And it was kind of, you know, for lack of a better term, a coming out party for her. And, you know, I always like to see that, man. I mean, I think you guys can kind of vouch for that too. We all have
Absolutely.
loved ones that have been able to be liberated in that way over the past few years, whereas you know, it was so taboo, and you don't want anybody that you love living that type of life. Like, life is too short for you to have to be,
Yeah, man.
you know,
It's
just
tough
like
enough as it is.
right, exactly.
Right.
Like she said, living in the shadows. So I mean, I just thought that was incredible. That was you know, just one of the things of the album that just made it even better. Gon, what'd you think about that, man? To just hear her poem at the end, and just to hear, because I know you caught on that right away. Like, as soon as he said, you know, Mama had 4 kids, but
Already.
you know, that was like, oh, well, like such an eye-opening moment, man. What'd you think about that? As, you know, just from the history of Jay-Z, like, that's a big moment, right?
It was very big. Like you said, she's been so impactful in his life and shaping who he is. And even just giving him that positivity and that reinforcement of like, yo, you be you and take no prisoners and don't apologize for who you are. But at the same
Absolutely.
time, she wasn't able to live that same motto or that same lifestyle.
That same
So
freedom.
the same freedom. She didn't have that same freedom. So to actually hear that, man, I mean, and you know what, man, not that you could judge people, but you could kind of see something. Like I said, if you follow things close enough, you pay attention enough, you can see certain things. But to hear her speak out, first of all, moms had bars at the end. That's first and foremost. She had Miss Carter had bars. Um, but to hear her put her words there and be so poignant and so defining, man, I think it totally closed the song off perfectly. And I think it just reaffirmed the strength of that Carter name, man.
Absolutely. She
Yeah.
got her big Rube on.
Yeah, she did. She did.
No,
AKA, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, yeah, it's so like I'm still getting used to this new Jay, this new the more introspective Jay-Z. Like,
Right.
I'm still getting used to him like opening up, pause for like I'm still getting used to him like expressing his feelings. And so like when I first heard this, I and you know I pride myself on listening to the lyrics and everything. I didn't even peep that he was talking about it. And then I text Vine like, yo, like the next, like that morning, like Friday morning, like, yo, is he talking about his mom? I was like, he was like, well, he kind of said it at the beginning. I was like, and I'm all trying to give him the keys, like, yo, she got 4 kids, and like, I'm still thinking he telling a story, like a song cry situation. And then it's just like, and then I really just sat down and just like listened to it and was like, yo, wow, this song is not only is it a good song, but it's amazing in the sense that she lived a lifetime
Yeah.
not being the person she truly is. Like,
Right.
as somebody who tries at all costs to be the person that they naturally are, and you know, we're often thrust in situations where we can't be ourselves 100%. I couldn't imagine the difficulty of having to pretend to be somebody and be something that you're not. So man, just salute to her for being able to get through life, raise 4 children, you know, successful children, you know, and you know, be a successful person on your own and basically do it by yourself without actually having the ability to be yourself.
But you know what though, if I can just jump in real quick,
go for it.
The greatest thing a mother can do, and the great mothers in the past have done, is sacrifice for their children. Absolutely. And here's yet again, she sacrificed to not tarnish her son's image, her the family's image or whatever. Not even and real talk, man. In this day and age, we know, you know, it's prevalent, it's accepted. You know, it may still be kind of taboo in our community in some sects, but as far as overall, it's accepted. It may not have never hurt Ho's career. It may not have affected him at all, but she was not willing to take that chance. And that's the ultimate sacrifice, man. So definitely salute to Miss Carter, man, you know, on that.
Man, you know somebody, the beefs that he was in, somebody would have said it.
Yeah, trust. But that circle is so tight, fam. It's other than that elevator shit with the camera, you don't get no real leaks. You can speculate or whatever. You're never getting this story,
and you might not get this album if
you may not get that. True indeed.
But yeah, man, I like hip hop has been known. Well, not now, but in our lifetime, we've seen some of the merciless, the mercilessness of hip hop. So had she been open about her life, it may have come out on wax from other artists. Fair. I mean, obviously it would have been unfair, but it would have definitely most likely seen its way to the masses.
Now, Gon, you had an issue with the hook on Smile.
I did, man, because again, let me preface my comments, because though we know, and though most hip hop aficionados and people, you know, that record and everything, we know a beat is a lot, just is nowhere near the same as production. Okay, so my thing was, I love the beats. Again, like me and Phil, we talked online. It was like how this whole project, and then I guess at some point we're gonna really overall rate the project. But you had these sparse beats that allowed him to conduct this spoken word poetry, if you will, so that the lyrics wouldn't get lost in translation. You had to focus on the lyrics. This beat, not the production, because the production is incredible. No ID did his thing, and you know the intricacies that go into it. But the beat, it just didn't strike me. I still can't grab or gravitate to the beat, and the hook just sounds like it was recorded very differently. And it's like, I just don't like how he came off on the hook, man. Just done the memories, smile. You know, the smile just sounds kind of, it doesn't sound generic. It just doesn't sound polished. You get what I'm saying? So that irked me. Again, it has everything to do with looking at Hov as this impervious, flawless MC / person.
He's dead serious though.
I'm dead ass.
I know.
But you get what I'm saying? It's like even his mess ups that we can hear, they still come off perfect to the casual ear, to the casual listener. So just hearing that, to me, it was like, nah, like I just can't rock with the hook. But the lyrics and the verses are crazy. I mean, that third verse alone is stellar. I mean, that may be one of the best verses of the year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just wanted to just give a shout out to the Clark sisters. It was great to just see Karen Clark shared. She actually she went on IG and she just showed her reaction to being a part of Family Feud, which is probably my favorite record on the joint.
Yeah, that royalty check is about to be crazy.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it was ill to see her in the back of the whip listening to it, and of course they had the edited version.
Trust.
Another lady we definitely have to give a shout out to. You could just feel the influence of Nina Simone over the past couple of years. Thanks to artists like Kanye West, now No ID, definitely Common. Yeah. They've been a lot more vocal in terms of making sure people know like just how much material she had that was just so like Strange Fruit is still just one of the, when you hear that and you hear, how people are able to flip that sample. And then now No ID flipped a couple on this one too. So shout out to her. And then, like Diddy, like if anybody has a chance to catch Can't Stop, Won't Stop, like her influence is very, very impactful in his entire life, like just how he lives.
Yeah, that joint is fire too. Although I can't say some of the best parts, like unless they do like a bonus, like a director's cut version, some of the best parts aren't actually in the film. Like it's like the promo.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, Nina Simone, people are getting familiar with her material again.
Right.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that's so dope about hip hop is the fact that, like Phil always says, like we're able to repurpose stuff, and we didn't invent it, we reinvented it, and just made it, just more accessible, just so that people can kind of understand it better.
Made it known to the masses.
Yeah, so she's definitely getting a lot of shine, and obviously her Netflix documentary that came out last year was helpful for people to really just get an idea who she is. So it was good to see her influence on this. And Kim Burrell, man, this is somebody that I've been following for a few years, just in terms of anybody that listens to inspirational music. She is actually featured on 444, and she just added some vocals in there, and it was just good just to just see all these different ladies that had these prominent roles. B, obviously had her role.
Her role was the most prominent.
Yeah.
Trust.
Solange had her role, and Blue was even able to, she had one of the best lines on the whole album. Daddy, what's a will? Like, I mean, that's just incredible. So, man, big shout out to all these ladies for, as long as we do this show, we will be giving ladies props.
He holds love the ladies.
Yeah, we definitely do, and we respect and just cherish their impact on our lives. So a big shout to Gloria Carter, the Clark sisters, Nina Simone, may she rest in peace, and then also Kim Burrell.
Trust. Hip hop isn't always misogynistic,
Tell them, man. Tell them about it. So as we move on, man, we gotta also just send a shout out to everybody that got Tidal. And that was salty. Look, everybody got Tidal, and it was salty when they couldn't get it.
It was tight.
I tried. Yo, I never seen people so mad. Like, yo, why is he trying to keep us from the music? Yo, y'all see the same dudes trashing him, talking about why is he still making music, and then mad because y'all can't hear. And then first, let me just say this as a professional procurer of music,
digital tunes.
If you're living in 2017 and you cannot get music, you shouldn't be listening to music, yo. Just stab yourself in the ears and go about your day. Yo. It's there literally for the taking. Like there's I've never seen I could go out in these streets and still make money with CDs. That's how people actually hit me up. It's like, yo, can you burn it to a CD? Yeah. What, nigga? What? Are you fucking kidding me? Like in our Lord's year 2017, you're gonna ask me for a CD?
Yeah.
Like
it's some people that are so happy that Best Buy is gonna have this joint tomorrow.
Yo, there's so people like that haven't heard it.
Yeah.
And like, yo, I'm gonna just. I mean, we people that we love was like,
Yeah.
yo, I'm gonna just wait to it. I'm gonna wait for the hard copy. Like, what if he decided to be like one of these young boys and not make a hard copy? You was just never gonna hear it. You was gonna live through the retweets and like, come on,
pretty much. Yeah. But it just goes to show it's like you get a free month off tops just for the service alone.
No.
But hey, yo, real talk. And the thing is though too, my thing is this, and we know, man. I was having a conversation with a friend of the show, Scott Daniels, of course. Yeah. And
what up, Scott?
We were just talking about, yo, niggas are cheap, fam.
Yeah.
Niggas are really cheap. And when I say this, I'm saying number one, Tidal. For those that have been on there, they have so many different things you can do on here, man. It's so interactive. And to pay $9.99 or whatever for a month, granted, if you can't do it, you can't do it. But at some point, if you're a fan of music and we don't really understand or explain or really acknowledge how much music plays a part in our lives, but there's so much content on here, from past stuff to new stuff. It's literally at your fingertips for you to divulge in. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So cats gotta stop being cheap. I know bootlegging was real heavy. 2 for $5, 3 for $10, whatever it was. That was real good. You go to Harlem, get your mixtape. It's cool.
Tag me back in.
Yo.
All right. So somebody asked, they was like, yo, I'll give you 10 or whatever to burn me a CD. This is what somebody said to me. I'll give you 10 or whatever. I'm like, yo, you can take that same 10.
Trust.
You can get Tidal. You can listen to it all day long. This is 2 days before the album come out. Make sure, can you burn me a CD when you, because I know you're gonna have it. You can take that same 10. That's one thing.
Yeah.
So people are spending the $13.99 to buy the CD one time rather than spending the $9.99 and give the money to Best Buy too. By the way, who doesn't give a fuck about you? Not saying necessarily that Tidal's out, paying light bills, but the point of it is that it's a black owned company.
Yes.
That you can support versus support a big box store, and it's less money at the end of the day.
And
go ahead. Tell them, Hope.
And you get like millions of songs at your fingertips.
Literally.
Literally.
Yeah.
No. Songs and videos and exclusive content like the Footnotes.
Yeah. And if you don't like how it's, and then here's the other thing, you can put it in the order. You can create your perfect playlist if you don't like the way that is laid out. I mean,
shout to you for the B-sides playlist for the concert that I didn't get to go to. I'm still tight about that.
Hey man, I didn't want you to die on my watch. I
would have, but that's the way to go.
I could.
No, it's not.
No, it's definitely not.
Phil, real talk.
There's literally so many more better ways to go than dying at a concert. I wasn't going to have Mrs. Sneed in the Sneed family mad at the bull because you took an L like Pac in the wheelchair trying to see Jay. Yo, you were the wheelchair was popping though. The wheelchair was popping. Hey, listen, I had the New York Scully on deck. Hold on, let's give the people some backstory. So I did a playlist. I won tickets to the B-sides concert. The first person I automatically call, I call a homie like, yo, I got these tickets. Yo, you already know what it is. We in there. Unbeknownst to me, at the same time, this dude is being reassembled like like Iron Man. He got like one of them glowing hearts and everything. And I'm like, yo, like the doctor was like, yo, you can't even sit down for more than like 15 minutes, let alone driving a car for 6 hours to New York.
Yeah.
This dude came to my house, banded. He literally was like Pac fresh out of the hospital after getting shot at Quad Studios. He came to my house all bandaged up, like, yo, I'm going. Don't worry about it. This is on Tuesday. The concert's on Sunday. Yo, so we get the Friday. I'm like, yo, I got you. I was like, you just gotta let me know by Saturday night. I'll give you all the way up until Saturday night. You gotta let me know, because if not, I'm not gonna let this ticket go to waste. Somebody can go. Saturday night, this dude is still trying to will it to happen after the doctor has literally, and I'm not exaggerating, they told him like you could potentially die traveling to New York City.
So real talk. What happened? I had to have gallbladder surgery. So that's how bad it was. But I was willing to sacrifice like Gloria Carter for the grace of God to go to this home show.
Oh man.
Okay. So I literally called my doctor and his receptionist to reschedule my surgery. He calls me back and was like, yo, what's going on? I'm like, nah, I'm like, I'm lying and everything. I'm like, yo, I got family issues out of town. Can I make it? Can I make this drive? He's like, how far do you have to go? I'm like, about 6 hours. He was like, yo, I really don't recommend it. I say, but it's almost life and death. But literally, because that's how I felt. That's how I felt. Okay. So he was like, he says, if you're out of town and your gallbladder rupture, you could die. Nigga, if I don't go see Hove in the B-side show, it could be the same thing. So anyway, shouts to Phil who gave me up until literally Sunday morning.
The 25th hour. We were literally
25th hour.
Yo, and then see, here's the thing. Let's say we did get there safely.
Trust.
This joint is in what is it? Terminal 51. What's the name of the spot?
Terminal 5 or something like that.
Terminal 5. Yeah. Yo, it's about the size of the Norva for anybody that's from VA. You know, the TLA if you're from Philly, and you know, just a comfort level size of venue. You know, basically a big club is what Terminal B is. It was jam packed in there, obviously because it's a free concert for Jay-Z. I mean, you're worried about just getting there. I'm worried about somebody bumping into you. You know,
I wouldn't have felt it.
Oh man.
Yo, I'm like, what are we gonna do once we get in there? And I come in there wheeling you in, like, this is not. They're not gonna like wheel you to the front of the stage and be like, yo, he's
nah. Time out. Don't act like you doggone didn't come up with that thought. Like, nigga, we can actually parlay this and be like, yo. This is like what is it? A Make-A-Wish Foundation type thing. My man is injured, and we could get to the front of the stage. That nigga might call you on stage. You gonna rhyme? Like, nigga, I'm gonna rhyme from the wheelchair, fam.
Homie in the wheelchair, I see you. I see you there.
Hey, I got pride, but I'm a nigga first.
Yes, sir.
I can see him do. Hey, homie in the wheelchair, you rock. I see you.
Throw
the diamond up if you can.
Well, yeah. Hey, look, niggas throwing the diamond side outside of your wheelchair. Like what?
No, my God.
Anyway,
so yeah, man. Big shout to both of y'all. Shout to Tidal.
But yeah, that's the beauty of Tidal, man. One that we had that we even had that moment. But this also speaks to the larger point of it, even to Jay-Z himself, as we saw by his tweeting habits. You know, the need for us as a community to get back to it, to know technology, to truly understand technology, even if something simple as, you know, using a music streaming service.
Yeah,
you know, it is that thing, the disconnect, because this, like, the bullshit that people were posting, like, if you get it, you can't cancel it. It costs $24.99 a month.
I've seen that too.
They do have, like, you know, a higher price, a higher tier. Like if you get the hi-fi,
$19.99.
Yeah, but I mean, all right, but you don't have to get that because I also heard you have to get that one. You have to have a Sprint phone to get it.
Right.
Yeah, that was for the promotion, and if you get it, if you don't have a Sprint phone, you can't listen to the album ever.
Yeah.
Like you got to sign up for a year. I was hearing like just it, and I mean, and these things come out, and since people don't read, they automatically assume that it's true because they're not going to do the research. So we just have to be better because I've seen people make magic with social media, like people that can halfway read, build these elaborate videos and everything. I'm like, yo, if you can build that video, you should be able to, figure out how to subscribe to Tidal and listen to the album,
Yeah.
The smartest, dumbest niggas I've ever seen in the world.
But trust you, because Hov said he would not knock my hustle. If you come to me with $10, hey, I can't say that I won't. Hey, I got pride, but I'm a nigga first.
So we have a segment here. Of course, we've done this a couple times. It's called Making a Name for Ourselves, and we're going to be talking about current events.
Yes.
We're just going to just be using song titles. Since this is a very 444 centric show, it's only right that we use Jay-Z song titles. So they won't necessarily be from the 13th studio album, but they will actually just be from any Jay song. The first topic that I have here, man, of course we know Phil, you mentioned Jay gave a shout out to anybody that came to mind. He did some free association on Twitter, and it was kind of ill to see how his mind works. But of course he gave a shout out to Slaughterhouse. He said even Mouse,
ha ha.
And for those that don't know, Mouse, of course, is Joe Budden, who's had a crazy 2017 just based off of him making this transition from being
Joe number 3 to self when he saw that too.
Yeah, of course.
Trust.
One quarter of the Slaughter to essentially being Media Joe now. I'll name this podcast later, turn it to the Joe Budden podcast, which he is now parlayed into Everyday Struggle that's on Complex News live every day. So Joe is doing what
bad and bougie.
It looked like I was left off bad and bougie. But
say again?
Wait, say nigga? What? But so Joe has done this before. He had a morning show on Hot 97 once upon a time. He's always been very just in the news, able to talk about the news very well. But with rappers being so sensitive, it's a tough line to toe, just because if you give your honest opinion, you're hating. If you say too much about a subject, you may be snitching. There's so many things. And with him actually being a rapper himself, I think people may be looking at him a little bit differently. But he still has bars. He still can rap. So I don't think this is a cop out. This is just something that he was really, like, I don't want to say born to do, but he's built to talk about, subjects like this.
Right.
We just kind of just talked about the BET Awards and what happened with that as far as Migos. But now you have a lot of these rappers out here. There's been several videos of people saying, who made Joe Budden the voice of this generation, and what gives him the right to talk about these things. Young Dolph, the latest guy to do that.
Oh God! He's gonna die. By the way, I don't wish. Listen. I don't wish death on nobody, fam.
Yeah.
But the way he's going between him and Black Youngster, one of them niggas is gonna die.
Yeah, he's moving a little bit differently than what you would want somebody to do. He's just kind of reckless out there. But what was the song title that you had for just people hating on Joe Budden for giving his opinion on for somewhat being like the Skip Bayless, I guess, a little bit with the opinions. What song title did you have?
Well, of course, the easy way, the easy cop out would be "Can't Knock the Hustle" is what I was gonna go with. But I mean, easily one of my favorite whole joints ever, and I think is appropriate is "Can I Live." I mean, looking at Joe's career, fam, you know, the things that ignorant niggas point out to is, oh man, the pump it up nigga, the pump it up nigga. Yo, the cat is still getting checks off that record. That record of that year and period in hip hop is arguably one of the biggest records ever. It gets played in NASCAR, the NBA Finals, NFL stadiums every year. But he's, like you said, he's parlayed. And cats could call him a one-hit wonder or a flop or whatever. But when you're independent, what these people don't understand is when you're independent, you're getting a lot more money off of those dollars, off of those albums. So there's a lot more money going in your pocket than going to the label and having to recoup and all this other stuff. But anyway, to parlay that into this media career, and he has the voice for it, he has the opinion, he's passionate. It's just like, can I live, fam? It's like, what else do I have to do? I've been here essentially since 2003. He came on the scene really 2002 with Cutmaster C mixtapes. His debut album was 2003. It's 2017 and he's still relevant. So my title is "Can I Live," man. I mean, yeah, I think it says it all.
Filmatic, what do you say?
Like you, the homie. I too was going to go with "Can't Knock the Hustle" because it just felt too easy. But I did keep it reasonable doubt and bring it on if you think you can hang, and then let me do my thing.
Okay.
Because I mean, like Joe loves this. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just making, for what he does now, it's just making him bigger. It's just like when people at Skip Bayless or, you know, Stephen A. Smith, it's just bringing them more exposure. It's bringing them more eyes to what they do, more ears to what they do. So yeah, bring it on. Talk your shit. Now, if it trans, because that dude, he's reckless, so he might try to take it to another level, and then bring it on still applies, but
definitely.
But like he has to be careful where he does it because Jersey moves different, especially North Jersey and Jersey City. They move a lot different than a lot of places. So you know, there's a lot of backwoods in Jersey.
This morning.
Yeah, I mean.
All right, so I like you guys was thinking about that too. I thought about change clothes, just because kind of making the transition. But I also thought I kind of
that white shirt.
Right. Yeah. But threat was the other one that came to mind too. What Cedric say? I keep trash bags with me. Never know we got to dump it out. Yeah, that's right. Nah, so yeah, I think people really the Raekwon situation, the pump it up punchlines, just his trolling of Drake. I think people kind of have this thing, the thing with Esther, just the all the thing with Tahiri, loving hip hop. I think Joe isn't really looked at as seriously as he probably should be, and I'm not even saying just from a male standpoint. But I'm just saying just as an MC, like a lot of that extracurricular stuff got away from the fact that dude, for all intents and purposes, when it comes to bars, flow, emotion, passion, independent hustle,
he doesn't play the game like he doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, dude, he's been able to, from that, going back to change clothes, he's been able to kind of evolve from the mixtapes to the major label deal, to the Joe Budden TV, to Twitter.
One of the first reality shows as far as hip hop.
I mean,
the YouTube Joe Budden TV on YouTube.
He's done it all. So I think people are just kind of just confused as far as what he's been able to do, and like Don said, I mean, he's been around 15 plus. So
and don't get it twisted, the nigga is one of the best MCs in the game, if not ever. He gives you everything that you want or that we always said that we wanted in an MC.
I tried to tell when I was on the Cooking the Gooch. They weren't trying to hear it, but I was trying to tell them that
it's tough for people that don't know about bars, man. It's tough to explain.
I was like, he lyrically, strictly lyrically speaking, he's better than like 80% of the people that's ever done this.
Yeah, ever.
You know what it's like though? It's like someone that's used to just eating a certain type of food, and then you give them healthy food, and you're like, yo, this food is so good for you. Like, this is like what you should be eating. Like, yo, like it's got the right amount of carbohydrates and this thing. And you're like, man, I ain't trying to hear all that. They're like, man, what is that? Like, they won't be able to comprehend all the stuff that you're saying. Like, oh, the macros and this. They just would just be like, no, it don't taste good. It's like, yeah, but it's good for you. Nah, I'm good. Like when you just try to explain bars and cadence and all that stuff, it's falling on deaf ears a lot of times. So
true. Hey Phil, I feel like that food reference was a shot at me too.
A shot at us.
Because he stays coming at me for eating the slave food. Hey Phil, real talk on another day. We're gonna have this grease. This saving grease conversation. This nigga verbally berated me in the kitchen because I wanted to save grease.
Yo, it's a necessary evil, but like, come on.
No, I'm cool with it, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah. I mean,
anyway,
there's levels though. It can't be have like a little film on the top, like a little level of film. Like
let me ask this before we move on. Shout to Southern Kitchen out there in
Tacoma, yes sir.
How many times have you eaten there? How many times have you eaten there in the past 11 weeks?
They know your government.
Listen. Shouts to Southern Kitchen, Tacoma, Washington. Miss Gloria, she's been on Guy Fieri's, Donna's Drive-In and Dives. I've probably eaten there 10 times. I get free sweet potato pie. I get the free half and half tea and lemonade mixes. Those from the South know what time it is. I mean, it's the only thing that's keeping me alive and sane up here right now.
Lord have mercy. All right, let's go to the next topic.
Okay.
One of the lyrics that really stood out was when Jay said, in the future, other niggas playing football with your son.
Woo!
That
talking shit, Sean Carter.
That would have got under my skin.
Yo,
but not necessarily. Maybe I wouldn't have laughed out.
I'd have been in the car like Matt Barnes, like
maybe I wouldn't have gone to him. Maybe I would have actually gone to go see my son or something of that, something like that.
Yeah.
What I probably wouldn't have done is what a lot of these guys are doing now. You mentioned Black Youngster, he's a buffoon. He's done it. Of course, Future, who that line was kind of about. Instead of him responding to that, he responds to Jay with the money phone. And the money phone is something that, rappers have been doing, in this social media era.
Who started the money phone though? Dude, I want to say Floyd and 50.
I was gonna say that they necessarily, I don't know if it was the phone, but they definitely started that, bringing the money out and flaunting with
conversation.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, they started
they were
did
to each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, they did.
I know.
Right.
That feels right though, because he's
one of the biggest is actually one of Jay's minions, Meek. He actually is one of the guys. He probably has at least 10 photos.
His big head young boy.
Yeah. So I don't think we'll be seeing that from him anytime soon anymore. So somebody will get the picture from that. But what did you have as your song for that? Just talking about this whole situation in terms of the guys misinterpreting what he's saying, just losing all consciousness about this.
Okay, I got to run down all three because this was the tough one for me. Seriously, this was the tough one for me. First thing first was, nigga, please, all volume, all Blueprint 2. Off Blueprint 2, and easily is one. I'm not really a fan. It got Young Chris on it. I'm not a fan of the beat. Whatever. One of the worst Burrell beats ever. But it was nigga, please. But then it was like, this can't be life. This can't be life because that's self-explanatory. But I think I ended up going with Imaginary Player or Volume 1. and only because these cats are fronting. These cats, like, you're going to pull money out of the bank or whatever. Real talk, first of all, cats that get money don't do this. Well, and that's whether you're Bill Gates or whether you're really in the streets. Cats don't really floss like that. You might get your occasional floss picture. Cats is not doing this, man. And the thing about it is, it's not just flossing. You're bringing so much heat on you. You're snitching on you're a dummy. So for y'all to take to have this back, huh?
You bringing the feds in, they looking like, okay.
Yo, like, they have a task force that sits online for this type of stuff, fam. The whole thing is this. Yo, if you're mad or upset about this, you're really missing the picture, because he's just trying to tell you whatever you're gonna do. He's giving you jewels, but he's telling you if you're gonna do dirt too. If you really doing this stuff, yo, don't stop telling on yourself, man. Be smart about what you do, because you look is okay. When Florida 50 did it, okay, that was cool, it was funny. At this point, it's corny, and you just look silly, man. So like, y'all not real thugs, y'all not real gangsters, you're not really in the street, and you're imaginary players, fam.
Yeah. And let's be clear, the two people that originally started this, or the two people we think originally started this, they have legit bread. Like, I mean, there's no speculation, you know, especially Floyd. I mean,
right.
He took a pay cut for 190 million.
What'd you have, Phil?
I had the imaginary player was good. I had even though I had dig a hole.
Trust.
Because that's where a lot of these dudes they should dig their own hole, jump in and get their die on. But dig a hole, because I mean, you already know my feelings about Future. He's a lame.
Lame.
It's crazy. They just had one of the biggest records of last summer together too.
Yeah, and here's another little tidbit. He's making all these albums. He's on his No Limit plan every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
To clear up debt.
Yeah.
That
Rocco's sitting back like,
yeah,
for my money.
Make my money, bitch. And, so you're holding the money phone, you know, while you're making Hear My Dears left and right to pay off debts, you know. So that goes back to the homies, a whole imaginary player, yo, because it's you know, that's you know they get half a bar for that. But you know,
I had 1-900 Hustler.
Who this?
Yeah, just because it went with the whole phone. Also, just the dudes that were on the line were just clueless. Like they just weren't getting anything that was being, that they had jewels that were being given to them, but they just did not get it. And I feel like this is what the man Hove don't run nothing in the South. Like, I'm like, come on, guys, that's not even what. That is not what is even being trying. He's not even trying to convey that.
You ain't got the juice like that. Come on, fam. Word.
Yeah. I'm worth. Me and my wife combined are over $1 billion. We there's a lot of juice in the Carter household. It's juicy like a motherfucker. Pause.
Yo, that lemonade. Yeah, yo, pause. Super pause that. Whoa, whoa.
Nice. All right, we're gonna go to the last one here. The last topic we got is just this story popped up in the midst of all the stuff that's been going on this week with interracial dating. It's been a big week for that. Shout to Rob Kardashian, but
robbed
Kardashian. No, they are auctioning off a rare Tupac Shakur letter that he wrote to Madonna while he was in jail. Apparently, it was a handwritten letter from him from January 1995. He basically just said, I feel due to my image, it's just probably not a good look for us to see each other anymore. $100,000 is what this may go for, as far as being auctioned off. That's what they're expecting for it to go for. Gon, what'd you think about this Pac's letter to Madonna?
Oh my God!
He basically tried to break up with her over text, but he didn't have access to a cell phone, so he handwritten a letter to her.
Man, I've read this letter probably 4 different times. I went to go see All Eyes on Me. I wasn't impressed.
Demetrius Shipp Jr. did his thing though, right?
Oh no, he did it. He did a wonderful job. And this word is being so overused these days, but he did a phenomenal job.
All right.
You know what, man? I'm kind of indifferent. The only thing that I take from this letter is 2 things. Number one, he said, like you said, he was worried about his perception and how that could be perceived in his community being with the white woman. It wouldn't jeopardize her career, but he feels like he will be letting half of his people down. But then later on, he says, what does he say? He was like, I've grown spiritually and mentally. It no longer matters to me how I'm perceived. Please understand my previous position of that of a young man with limited experience. My whole thing is, if you want to date, if you want to date the pink toes, fam, date the pink toes, B. I can't fault you for that, man. I mean, do your thing, yo.
Pac letter though, like complete with the letter U.
Contradiction,
2, 4.
The only thing I need to know, is did it have enemies and or Hennessy in the letter?
Enemies. Yo, but and you're right with the numbers, the numerical symbols, and all. And I mean, he always had beautiful handwriting. That was always one thing people always complimented him on. But I think the biggest thing that stood out to me in this letter, forget the 100,000. That's crazy. Who's like for real, yo, fam? Like
somebody's gonna pay.
Somebody's gonna pay for it. I get it.
Tret's going. Let me leave Tretch alone because he might down here.
Yeah, yo, leave Jersey Cat alone.
Yeah, I was just talking about Jersey Cat.
The biggest thing that stands out to me is at the bottom of this letter. P.S. If there is any information you can share with me regarding Jack and crew, please do it. Could very well be a matter of life and death. For those that don't know, Haitian Jack, a real shooter, was implicated at one point with Jimmy Henchman as far as setting up the shooting at Quad City. For him to go to Madonna and feel like she knows any type of information or whatever, like that's telling to me. Like, was he that paranoid, or does he, like, what is she gonna do?
Like Madonna was gonna get out her magnifying glass and start searching for clues. Yo.
Yeah.
I mean, unless she was knocking them niggas off too. Who knows?
Oh man.
Or maybe he went to her because she knew she had the bread to hire,
a PI.
A PI, yeah.
Man.
Oh, but you know what, man? My bad, fam. I'm sorry, man. I got to jump. I jumped right into the letter. The name of the song that I picked for it was "Open Letter," the freestyle by Hov.
Nice.
That's the one. That's what I picked. It just bothered me, man. I don't know, man.
The legend of Tupac rose. Phil, what'd you think?
I had a couple for. It was so many ways to go with this. I found myself at the rarely, if ever, listened to R. Kelly and Jay-Z Unfinished Business.
Yeah.
Oh no, not the second one. Not the second one.
Yeah, I went to the second one. That's how real this was. Break up. That's all we do. That's what I was gonna go with, but that's not what I went. I went to the very next song. Don't Let Me Die. Because that's ultimately what the letter was saying at the end.
Yeah.
Don't let me die, because them niggas tried to shoot my balls off, and
No, that nigga tried to shoot his balls off.
He lied. He lied. Yo, it sounded like somebody shot flex balls off the way he hit that.
Yo, the title I had was Streets is Watching. Just went with the whole theme in terms of him saying how he was perceived, how people might perceive their relationship. He just didn't. I mean, I don't know. It would have been kind of odd, for what he was trying to do in terms of the keep your head ups and the different things that he came out with for him to be with Madonna. But I mean, let's be honest, like that was really gonna be a short-lived relationship. Like those celebrities, it would have lasted about 6 weeks or less if he was out on the outside. So
for honorable mention, Jay-Z and the Rude Boys, my kind of girl.
Oh man, yo, she's everybody's kind of girl, fam.
Oh yeah.
Yo, hey, you don't think Leon was smashing in there just like a prayer video?
Leon, Kane.
Yeah.
Kane parted her eyebrows.
No. Kane was digging her down real heavy.
Dennis Rodman.
Oh, Rodman was giving her 20 rebounds. What did he say? Was giving her 20 minutes.
20 minutes of hits. Whoa. Yo, hey, shouts to Rory and them, but Rory will never live that down.
Yo.
All right, so we just wanted to do that, man. We like to have fun with the news. We just always keep it hip hop. Everything is hip hop. As we're heading towards this conversation, we just wanted to I really just wanted to give everybody a chance to just get their 3-minute reason why this album is important and where it should be ranked in terms of Jay-Z albums. I want to start with Phil this time. Phil, why is this album important? Where do you have it ranked?
First, I'll say it. Well, I said this when I after giving it a full listen. I may have listened to it 7 times within the first couple hours of it coming out, because it's not a fairly long album.
Not at all.
So that being said, it was the album that somebody that's for hip hop is basically an old nigga. This is the album that I've been wanting from Jay-Z. Really, probably since the Black Album, and wanting this kind of album. Ever since the Talib and Common lines. I've been all right, you said it. Well, let's get it. So I felt like this was him, finally being like, yo, I'm ready to share how I feel and tell my story. So it was important in that sense, but it was also important to the culture because it showed one thing, that a dude that is, rapidly chasing down 50 can still spit at a high level and high quality bars, and he still has something to say that's worth listening to, and the third thing why this is important is that something that I also mentioned. He's not the first person to say any of the stuff that he said on this album, but as I said, in many other instances, the messenger matters almost in some cases more than the message. So Jay saying these things will reach much more people, and it'll be new to a whole demographic of people who never paid attention to the Commons and the Most Defs and the Talib Kweli's and whoever else you want to put in that realm of the type of MCs that have shared these same kind of messages in previous work.
Right.
So that's why this is important. And it's just fucking good. I mean, on every level, beats, rhymes, the production, the samples. There's no MC features, but the features he did have fit perfect with the songs. His mom with the poem at the end, having Damian Marley on the BAM joint. The uncredited features from B to what's Digger's real name? Dream. Yeah, the Dream. He looked like Digger from the Shirt Tales. Dream, Frank Ocean. So it was the Clark sisters. Even though that was a sample, but I mean, so yeah. Now where it ranks, I had it. It's still. I feel like it's still too early, but I mean, it just being not trying to be a prisoner of the moment. For the kind of for what I like from Jay-Z, I have it at number 5, behind Reasonable Doubt, The Blueprint, the Black Album, in Volume 1. It took American Gangster's spot for me personally.
Okay. In terms of its impact, I'm saying that it just started the conversation that I think that he probably has wanted to start for a while. If you look back, even if you go back to Kingdom Come, and when we were looking at that yesterday, we were looking at the track listing. There are a lot of songs that just missed. But he was already kind of making that transition to, okay, I don't really have to make a whole lot of singles. I can give cats game, and I can spread all this knowledge that I have. But he still had the pressure of still kind of living up to those lofty expectations, and Def Jam deal for Kingdom Come, and just all those different things with that. But I think this here, just being in this new era with streaming, not having to worry about leaks, not being able to record to the point where he starts off, like I said, my favorite joint was Family Feud. He starts off the joint saying Super Bowl goals, my wife in the crib, feeding my children liquid gold. He's talking about the twins who were just born a couple weeks ago.
Right.
And he didn't write this a couple months ago. He wrote this like in real time, essentially.
Because he mentioned Al Sharpton taking selfies.
Right. And his selfies, right? That was literally days before.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's the part that was kind of ill, just because in this era, you're able to manipulate and do things that you weren't able to do. And he's a person that was a victim of leaks, just as heavy as almost anybody. Like leaks really, derailed, a couple of his projects from being a little bit bigger than what they could have been. So especially Volume 3.
Right.
So I think just the fact that he's able to maneuver and do things on his terms, to tell this story how he wants to. Initially, when Lemonade came out, people were expecting for there'd be some type of response. He didn't do that. Lemonade's been out for a year plus now, and he did things on his own terms. Even now, just from what I'm seeing as far as the bonus tracks that are going to be in a physical copy, it's just not a traditional thing. And I just like how he's able to maneuver with that. But I thought that was ill, though, to just do everything in real time. Maybe some of he was on social media down in Jamaica. So you were like, okay. Like, he just the way that he rolled everything out was just a good rollout. And I think it will definitely help people set a precedent. One of the more unfortunate things about it, and it's not really his fault, I would say, but just the fallout of Kanye was one of the darker moments, or darker, like the confirmation of that was something, just as a Kanye fan and someone that loves the relationship that they've put together over the past decade plus. That was kind of sobering to see. And we'll see what comes of that. But I like the fact that he was able to address it. As far as the actual title track, the fact that she, approved it, and they're so calculated, man, like, it's just amazing what they've been able to do with their relationship and weather the storm, and really, put people on to a different level of, relationships. But where I have it ranked overall, it's in the top 10. I don't have it as high as Phil as far as being top 5 or top 6, but it's probably somewhere in there, like maybe 8 or 9, towards the bottom of the top 10. With my bottom 3, of course, Blueprint 3, Magna Carter, and Kingdom Come. So it's just crazy, because if that's the bottom 3, those are pretty much his last releases, other than American Gangster. So I'm hoping that maybe with a few more listens and just to see how these bonus tracks come out, maybe I'll feel a little bit differently, but we'll see. What about you, man?
Well, if I can ask real quick, that's your list of importance, or that's your list of just overall enjoyment?
I'm saying just from overall, when people say, "Yo, Ho's got 13 studio albums," how do you rank them? And I'm not saying like, oh, on the culture it was this, it was that. I think just in terms of just ranking, like, this is what I think is my best work, or if you were to ask him, what's your best work, what's your not so greatest work, from greatest to least greatest, I think it falls somewhere along the lines of 8, 9, 10, 11, somewhere along there.
So I'm just gonna rank it first, and then I'll give my little diatribe. As far as importance in his catalog, I think it ranks high. Looking at Reasonable Doubt, which is in circles with Illmatic and Paid in Full, it's arguably one of the greatest albums, if not the greatest hip hop album of all time. That set the stage. What I mean, but whatever.
It's for a different time. Go ahead.
But true. We all know Volume 2 was the one that let him take off. The first week sales same time as the Twin Towers dropping, going gold in a week, when going gold was still, something of importance. Blueprint set the stage for not only really introducing the world to Kanye and Just Blaze. Big had some joints on that, but it was just a soulful landscape that really certified his position as, that nigga. I heard Rory on Joe Budden podcast say, well, it was the Black Album. That's when we said he was the god. Like, you're 26. And no disrespect, the younger cats were just coming around then. Like, I think Rory said he was 6 when Reasonable Doubt came out or something like that. Like,
that's crazy.
Huh? So, but anyway, so overall importance, man, I think it was a very well put together album. It was needed. We needed to hear it. So I hold it somewhere high, top 3, 4 of importance. Overall, I'm like you, Vaughn. I do have it toward the bottom, maybe 9 behind. You're very hard on Blueprint 3, but nigga has like 6 or 7 singles alone that could potential singles that go. And so maybe in front of
album though, man. They don't even mesh well together. Like those songs, it's not put together well. It's not laid out well. Like I'm gonna rearrange it for you, and then we'll talk about that offline. But
okay. So I do have it towards the bottom. My bottom, again, in no particular order, would be BP3, Magna Carta, 444, and maybe I'm sorry, Kingdom Come, Magna Carta, somewhere around there. But overall, man, I think this album was important. Like I said earlier, Hov has always just been that dude. When we look at like cool dudes, the epitome of cool, we look at Denzel a certain way. We look at Hov a certain way. It's like no matter what dude does, it turns to gold, or he can't be touched, or whatever. The best way for me to sum up my appreciation of this album is, I guess I'm proud of him. For him to really be vulnerable and show that he's human, which a lot of us forget sometimes, and with celebrities, that they have real issues. The biggest thing that we have a problem as men, especially black men, is saying, yo, I'm sorry, I fucked up, I apologize. We have a real big issue with owning our mistakes and apologizing when we do something wrong. So for him to be able to show that this once in pervious dude, even whether through the Nas battles and whatever, he just seemed to shrug it all off. But to see this vulnerable person here, the line that the line that touched me the most on this album, man, on the actual title track. Uh, I apologize for all the stillborns because I wasn't present. Your body wouldn't accept it. Like,
That's ooh.
yo, fam, that gives you chills. Um, he really revealed another side. We always ask the question, what else can he do? We say we're chasing ghosts. He's really chasing himself. I think that's why we're so hard on him, because we're only comparing him really to himself. And he just took it up another notch, man. And I'm proud of him, man. And my admiration just goes deeper. And at some point, I'm gonna say this here and now. At some point, cats are gonna have to put away their biases and holding on to their memories and go ahead and just say this dude is the GOAT. Nobody has done what this dude has done and been this relevant and this consistent for this amount of time and being at the highest point of the game. You know, R.I.P. Big, the original King of New York. Shouts to the original God MC Rakim.
He been better than him.
But Rakim even said it. Rakim even gave that the whole a while ago. But I mean, you know what, man? This is what we need as men. This is what we need as business people. This is what we need as black people. This is what we need as a race, as of humans, to better ourselves, reinvest in ourselves, and spread this knowledge and these gems back down through our generations that we didn't have. We didn't have nobody telling us that. Like, you know, like the Asians and so many people. That's generational knowledge that has been passed down. We didn't have shit or the knowledge or shit to pass down. So this is the type of stuff that we need to start incorporating, and we need to have these real open dialogues with the youth, whether it's one by one or whatever, because we know they're not going to listen in masses. But we gotta start. Have to hold ourselves accountable for pulling each other in and building with one another, so we can continue to grow as a people, man, and get everything that we deserve, because we do set the standard in music, in sports, and whatever, and we don't get the credit that we deserve.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like I said, the conversation has been had over the past week since the album has been out. It's been great. It's a conversation that's, you know, not been had just in the midst of all the police brutality, the senseless killings, the acquittals. You know, it was just time to have a conversation about some things that could help make our children's futures better, and, you know, also just better us in the present too. So it was great to get this, great to have all the dialogue about it. And I'm looking forward to it not stopping, you know, for the momentum to continue. He's obviously going to headline a few festivals, you know, one in New York, one in Philly, Texas. Like he's going to be around a little bit. So I'm sure a world tour is on its way. And it'll be good to just, you know, have him back out there. Active, because I mean, how many more times are we gonna get this? You know, where we get an album and then we get a tour, and, you know, just all the different access to this. You know, it's been 4 years between Magna Carta and this one, between 12 and 13. So, you know, just where we are now, it's like, I mean, do we get a 14? The only thing, and I talked to you about this. Just the whole thing with Nas is just so weird, man. Yeah. You know, not to say that he did, you know, he needed to be on this album, but
we want that though. We want that as fans.
Yeah, you talk about unfinished business. You know, it's just
you brought up a great point though. This is something I was thinking about, and I'm gonna put it out to you guys. If you could, out of the 10 songs that we know about, if you could remix one song, which song would it be, and who would you put on it?
That's tough.
Yeah, I would I would remix Smile. And it would be tough just because with Mrs. Carter on it, yeah, I don't know. That would be tough, but just I always just wanted to hear him and Andre 3000. And just that beat would be something that he could go on, pretty well. Because a lot of the personal joints, it would be tough. Like you would have to have somebody that would really have to get personal on it. And T.I. did a good job with that when he did his joint with 3000, where he was personal, and then he got him to also do it as a guest on Sorry, off one of his albums. But that would probably be the one, Smile. And if he could put 3000 on there, I think that would be ill.
I'm still thinking you go Phil, yeah.
See, I was thinking it would be kind of dope and kind of like a do Marcy Me, but do
I was about to say that.
but do change it to Brooklyn Me.
Yes, sir.
And you get I would put Kane, Tyler, and Joey Badass on there.
Yo, great minds think alike.
With Big with something from Big, like either like him talking at the beginning or like somewhere in there just because of the reference. But that would, and then you would have like the different eras of Brooklyn, and then so you'd have like past, present, future on the joint. That's the song that I was like, that's the one song that I heard that was like it would be fitting, or Legacy. You could do something.
That's the one I was gonna pick.
Go ahead.
No. But that shows how tight knit we are. I definitely was gonna go with Legacy, and because of the soulful, jazzy sounds, I would pick a Common or a Nas, but more so a Common for especially over No ID. Legacy featuring Common. Even with John Legend, you could throw him on there. But yeah, Legacy with Common would probably be mine.
That'd be tight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, since we what if and we get them both, get Nas and Common. You know what I mean? Since these all what ifs, because I mean, I'm still waiting on my Nas.com.
Oh my God,
one day we got to do the show on all the what if joints that never came out that were supposed to.
And you know what though?
And
but you know what though? Hey, what the closest thing we might get to that is that that mix CD we had, Mick Boogie, that God's Gift.
Yeah,
because I think the way they put that together, man, it was awesome to hear Hov and Nas back and forth, and then when they threw in Siegel, and they threw in I think Big was on some joints, and I don't know if they threw Fab in there, but that was done very well. So I mean, we do. I think I don't like to say that they owe us, but
I'm saying it.
They owe us.
I'm saying it, man. I'm sorry, man. The whole Ida war that was what 12 years ago.
Yeah,
they squashed the beef. Like the beef didn't even last as long as like the after beef. Like it's been 12 years, and they put out 3 tracks, and none of them you're gonna play after we finish recording this show tonight.
Success was.
You won't play one of them.
Yo, stop it.
No,
stop
I mean let this bitch breathe.
Yo, right? For real. Yeah, that's yeah. But just Blaze, but stop it.
That one, but Black Republican, the joint on Magna Carta, Holy Grail,
BBC is terrible.
No.
Yeah, so, I mean,
I know you're biased, but no.
No. I mean, I feel you.
3 joints, and I mean, I
the level of MC. I mean, you're talking about arguably the two, if not the 2 greatest. 2 of the greatest for sure,
right?
And that's what we get.
True. And I feel
they might be beefing.
Yeah, the songs would have been better.
Yeah,
but you know what though? I mean, sometimes, man, I agree. We should have a record, but you can't force it, and it may come organically. We may get it. We don't know.
I mean, they've been on the same album. Like they just last year, he had Nas album done, and you had I Got the Keys on the same album. You mean to tell me Khaled couldn't get them? He's gotten everybody together. He couldn't get them two dudes in together to do a song.
Khaled, Ross.
Yeah, Ross has done like 6 songs with Nas. He's done like 5 or 6 with Jay.
I don't know, man. But like I said,
maybe they don't like each other. I mean, maybe that's it's just that simple. Like they squash their beef as men, and they just really just like, yo, you do what you do, I'm gonna do what I do. Maybe it's that simple.
So we're not counting Luda's do it for hip hop either.
You're very true. My bad, because that's actually one of my favorite joints. That's actually the best bars to me that they've had where they've shared the same song.
And he coasted on that too. So
yeah, he did.
But I feel you. You know what? Real talk, and all may not be as pertinent to him. I feel like, and I said it before, even long before him and Crack squashed their beef. And side note, Crack has arguably one of the greatest catalogs of music. He doesn't get enough credit, but that's another show. I feel like I think we need a big New York posse record with the biggest MCs. Well, and you can even have the old cats and the new cats in the video. Well, these it's Kane and KRS and whatever. And I want to hear a record with Hove, Crack, Kiss, Fab, Button. I want to hear that. Raekwon. I want to hear this record. I mean, the only one capable of bringing all those dudes together.
Well, Swiss has the one record that he played a couple snippets of with.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't heard it. I mean, we haven't even heard it yet. You know? I mean,
he lost that. He lost that. By the way, he's not better than Just Blaze. But
no, is he?
He doesn't have. I mean, he got hits, but he doesn't have more
hits. But he made big on TV though. So, but Just Made you don't know. So I don't know who.
Oh, and PSA and wait, go ahead. My bad. I ain't gonna cut you off.
No. But then you got Jigga, my nigga. I mean, it's a very there's an argument to be made for both of them, but that's not. I'm just saying that one song it has Jada, X, Nas, and Jay on it. That we know of.
That we know of.
I mean, that's
but,
I
don't want to hear them over Swiss, number one. Number two, I don't want to hear X on nobody's record. Yeah, I mean, even I don't want to hear Cracked Out X. Oh, he's been cracked out his whole career. But I don't want to. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear the package X. Dude, you know what I mean? I just don't want to. I don't want to see sickly dude, yo. So I don't want. Hey, listen, he would give new definition to the monster. I don't want to hear that, right?
We definitely had to have this conversation. We obviously could talk about this much longer, just in terms of just everything about this. I wanted to get everybody's just final thoughts, about the album and, just what we think is going to be the overall impact of it in the coming weeks and months and, the rest of the year. Phil, I'll start with you.
I think it's just going to continue to grow. As you said, he's headlining tons of festivals. It's not really a festival type album. I mean, Bam is the only real song like that's like concert ready.
Yeah.
Which is going to smash at concert, especially if you bring Damien out.
Well, Caught Their Eyes can go too.
I mean, yeah, Caught Their Eyes can go, but I mean, I'm talking about as far as like that when that. Fuck all that Sean Carter shit, nigga. Hove, and I can see the diamonds going up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When he hit that part, so we don't know, or we have an idea of all the bonus tracks. But the beautiful thing about this kind of album, he could always add stuff later if he wanted to.
Trust.
I think it's only going to grow, especially if he does the visuals. Like I wish he like, I mean, since he's breaking all the past Jay stereotypes, his whole career he never was a fan of doing videos. So Maybe he should do 10. Go full Jigga Aid and tie them all together and tie them all together. He could start by killing Jay-Z, which shout out to the Can I Kick It podcast with Showtime and East Rock, because they pointed out something that was real ill, and I want to see if y'all peep this. On Kill Jay-Z, it says Kill Jay-Z, the J no hyphen Z.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very subtle, but it was, and then he started using the J hyphen Z on the album again. So it's like that Jay-Z without the hyphen that made Magna Carta and Blueprint 3, that dude, he's out of here. I'm going back to, You Don't Know, and that Jay-Z, So I thought that was cool. So but you could start there by actually literally killing Jay-Z, and he can like in the video he could kill like everything that Jay-Z represents, and then turn on his TV at the end of it, and then the Story of O.J. comes on, and then just go through the whole joint. It would be dope if he actually decided to do it and end with him playing with Blue in Legacy in the Twins. So
see, my take on that was similar to yours, but in reverse. Like, you start with Legacy as the new life, the new birth, and everything, but then you're going, like you say, if you're killing the whole without the hyphen, and you had to get this out, because this album definitely was therapy, but you're going back to remind niggas like, I'm still that nigga. But if you go through all of that and Legacy, and you go through, first of all, real quick, I believe the next visual will be Marcy Me. There will be a visual for Marcy Me, and I think there was reports that he actually had a camera crew was in Marcy a couple weeks ago. But
you was there.
I'm like, Maul, yo. You see the Rock niggas? I'm like, Maul, yo. I got inside information. But I think, you take a trip from the Legacy through Marcy Me, walks you through it, to Moonlight, to Bam, and Family Feud, to 444. To Caught Their Eyes, to Smile, to being able to tell you, to apologize to your wife, and then to tell your mother's truth, a secret that is coming out towards the end of his career. Smile should really be towards the last visual, to the Story of O.J., to kill Jay-Z. And then you have the official funeral for Jay-Z, as we once knew.
Yes. I'm just hoping that the conversation continues, the visuals continue to come out, the physical copy. People are already talking about Blue made her debut as far as maybe even rapping on the physical copy. She's got a freestyle on there, apparently. What is it? The Many Face God and Adness are the three joints that we're expecting to hear, I guess, later on
copy
today.
From Best Buy and get 6 months of Tidal free.
There you go.
And they said, if you already have a Tidal subscription, you can give it to one of your friends to use the online information.
Yeah. There it is.
I'm interested in seeing how Many Face God sounds. I mean, that sounds dope.
Well, you're not a Game of Thrones dude, but it seems like it's a reference to that.
Yeah. How many bonus tracks are? Because the last
supposed to be three.
Three. Okay. So Adness, Many Face Gods, and then the freestyle.
Yeah. Blue freestyle family.
We family.
We family free. Blue freestyle. We family.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah,
I pick my joint up tomorrow.
We might have to revisit this, but in the meantime, of course, 2 Gone, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Hanging out with us, man.
Absolutely, man.
We did a pretty long conversation here, but we had to really get into it and just give our thoughts.
Yeah, we were supposed to do it for the Jay-Z, where we break down the Jay-Z Nas entire beef. We still got to do that too.
That's still there. Yeah, we still got to do that.
Yeah. That's not going anywhere, man. Hey, any parting shots, man? Any last thoughts?
Yo, man, just real talk, man. Always shouts to you brothers, man. Y'all family. Love the show. Love everything y'all doing. Yo, I just really want people to understand, man. Those that don't know Davis backwards, Savard, Philmatic, Phil. These are really upstanding brothers, man. They're great fathers. They're great men. And as much as we've been talking about Hove and him revealing his truths and everything and how it's good for the cleansing of the soul and just to be an upstanding man, these are two upstanding men, man. And I got nothing but love and respect for y'all, man. And what y'all are doing here, y'all are doing great things, and it's gonna continue to grow. Um, and that's what it's about. It's the circle of life. It's building brands, coming together, keeping it in the family. I need Hov to step up his woo references too, because he fucked that line up. My seeds marry his seeds, marry my seeds. But other than that, it's keeping it in the family, putting stuff together for young Z in the back, slumped. I see her.
Jesus.
So Azizus for young Zach, for young Thad, man, and everybody, man. It's just building, coming together, man, keeping it in the family and spreading the wealth, man. But shouts to y'all, salute, keep going, keep grinding. Thanks for supporting me in everything that I've ever done. And I mean, this year is halfway over already?
Yeah, man.
But I mean, we got a lot more to do, man, and we just got to do it.
Right.
Shouts
Absolutely.
the faculty first, get taught to get torched.
Talk to him.
Yeah. I thought he was about to get some bars.
Yeah, I was waiting. I thought he was gonna get real thorough in here, yo.
hey, yo, you know the dude, man, Hey, shouts to the homie verse. The nigga hit me up, was like, yo, I bet you want to rap now again, don't you? I mean, but good music does that. It inspires you. It makes you want to do something great, artistic or whatever. And yeah, I mean, who knows, man?
We're gonna get that Gandhi Manigo LP, yo.
Gandhi Manigo LP.
Look out for detail.
We'll see, man. Cat's got to stop playing, man. But we'll see where it goes.
The G-Tox.
Yeah, there you go. Shout to Royce. Definitely had a birthday, and he was he had a goat.
We're gonna get into that on the next episode.
Yeah, but he had a goat. He had a goat.
Yo, had the tattoo.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yo, just a couple things, Phil, before we get out of here, real quick. Shout out to Kevin Hart. It was Kevin Hart Day in Philadelphia. They premiered a mural. They gave him keys to the city. It was his 38th birthday. He's a guy that is just talk about working. Like, he's just been incredible. It's great to see, his New York rise and what he's done. 2 Chainz, his Pink Trap House, one of the most heavily populated tourist attractions in the Atlanta area in a long time. He took some time out to actually turn it into a free clinic where people were able to get HIV testing, which was just a dope thing to do.
Major key in Atlanta. Everywhere, especially in Atlanta.
Everywhere,
key.
Especially in Atlanta.
Yeah. Chance the Rapper, of course, we always talking about him when we're talking about guys doing well, doing things. He's donated his best rap album Grammy that he got for an album that never actually had a physical copy, which is this era that we're talking about. But he donated his Grammy to a local organization that's able to show it to people, and kids are able to see it, touch it, whatever. Just get a chance to really see something like that up close. And even though, man, this guy is all over the place, and I don't agree with him, but man, Young Thug actually donated some money to Planned Parenthood, which is something that they're trying to X out. So, just be aware, man, when these votes are coming up. I know midterms, as we get to the end of the year, there's a lot of elections. Yeah, it's gonna be real. Things like Planned Parenthood, things like judges, and sheriffs. All of these things are important. It's not just about who's going to be the 45th president of the United States, because as you can see, it doesn't matter sometimes. Hood Adjacent from James Davis. It's on Comedy Central. Very smart comedy. Checked out the first episode. Very well written, smart. It's good to see black people on TV. He's doing his thing. Check that out. And yo, Phil, Spider-Man Homecoming, man.
You already know.
Yeah.
I'm mobbing up. Yo.
Yeah.
Hey man, you know that's my guy, yo. The web slinger, yo.
Marvel.
Anything Marvel, man. We definitely paying attention to.
I'm about that life, and Young Ziza, she's definitely excited. Zendaya's in it, so she is excited. That's one of her favorites from Disney. I mean, so we in there. I can't front though until you said something. I had forgot. Just the way I've been running these last couple weeks and everything going on. I had totally forgotten. Now I'm excited all over again though. So we will be reporting on that.
We're back.
Hell yeah, baby.
Man, Philmatic, take us out with the fader.
Okay, gang. Hey man, you already know what it is, man. Gotta love the haters. So shout out to y'all. But shout out to everybody that's been showing us. We got a lot of love this week. I don't know. We didn't. The Prodigy episode, I guess, is what it stemmed from. But a lot of people were sending leaving notes on the various social medias, particularly Tumblr, which we're not heavily active on, but a lot of the stuff filters over to. So shout out to all y'all that's following with us. Shout out to Cool Hurt, the Godfather Cool Hurt, who's been following us and likes a lot of the posts, and he always writes cool with a happy face like a true OG. So shout out to him. Shout out to the Cook and the Gooch, because they showed us a lot of love in their followers, because their followers started following us because I sat down with them, so we gained some new ears off of that. And just shout out to y'all, man, to the homie and Vibe, who keep this quality hip hop music and culture alive, man. Shout out to everybody that's out there supporting quality music, not just 444, but everything that comes out. The Bar Exam 4, a lot of fours in here. Just keep it going, man. We got a lot of stuff coming. We working on new stuff. We're in talks with getting a few big guests on the show, as well as some truly, what I think are truly the next in terms of being really big out of the city, both on the mic and behind it. So stay tuned for that. We got some things coming, and you already know what it is. Work for the money, live for the love, and die for what you believe in. This is Tissue and the Tape. Respect he holders.